hard to make your own decision if it meant lots of kids would suffer in a
Yeah.
children's home. So
Yeah.
I would go with what Phantom said. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I meant the first scenario.
Oh, which one?
The marriage
Oh,
one, the
the
wedding.
the marriage one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's. I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that. Really. um, I can see it both ways. I can
Right.
see you wouldn't want to see your good friend, your best friend, getting into a dicey situation with
Right.
getting married. I mean, it's a big thing to say the least. And you wouldn't, they would have no clue that the partner, the wife to be, was being disloyal and dishonest. Equally, there's a view which says if I told my best friend, he might really hold that against me and say, "You've ruined my day. I would have sorted this out if it had come to light. It would have just been a blip in an otherwise great relationship." So you
Yeah.
do run the risk of losing a friend as well.
Yeah.
Um, I have to be honest. I think on balance, I wouldn't say anything
Right.
because I suspect, I don't know, but I suspect this is the sort of thing that does happen, perhaps more than we might realize. And yet, you could say, women go out on their hen nights, men go on their stag nights, and there are sort of some fairly good stories of what happens at both of those things, which
Yeah.
which could be labelled cheating in some circumstances. So you could just say it was pre-wedding nerves that the two were caught just before the wedding. I have a hunch I would say nothing and
Right.
just hope to goodness that it worked out.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you
Yeah.
why I asked that question. Now,
Yeah.
here's an even here's another question, and that was why I asked this question anyway. So, if you had 100 women and 100 men,
Yeah.
and they were surveyed for this question, how many percentage do you think would tell, and how many percentage wouldn't? Do you think the men's percentage would be lower or higher?
Well, men and women. Well, yeah. So what did we say that the actual percentages were? 88% would tell their best friend.
Yeah,
Now that's presumably a mixture of men and women. I
it would
don't
be.
know. I have a feeling that women might be more likely to tell their best friend.
Yeah, I thought so
I
Men
too.
think,
wouldn't say anything.
yeah,
Yeah. How many
Men
percentage?
wouldn't say anything.
All right. So you think the men would rather be on the lower percentage of telling? Yeah. I thought so as well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
yeah,
so. Yeah, because women they're more protective of, you know, their friend,
Yeah.
while men just, it's just like, yeah, he'll sort it out. He'll find out
yeah.
eventually. Yeah.
But
I
again,
think
it's a difficult decision. Let's
it
move
is.
on to another one, which is quite
Right.
interesting. This is called the accidental Samaritan. You're
Right.
involved in a two-car crash. You're involved in a two-car crash on your way to work one morning, in which you accidentally hit and kill a pedestrian. As you get out of the car, you're intercepted by a tearful woman who seems to think that she hit and killed the pedestrian. You're not sure why she thinks that she hit the person, but she is convinced. There's only you, the woman, and the person you hit on the road. There are no witnesses. You know that whoever is deemed responsible will probably be sent to jail. What do? Do you confess your responsibility? You wouldn't be able to live with the guilt of an innocent person being in jail for a crime you committed, or do you let the woman take the blame? The thought of being locked away for a crime you committed, or do you let the woman take the blame? The thought of being locked away from your life and family is too much to bear. So there we are. That's the question.
Who's
Phantom,
going?
what do you think?
No, let me hear Emmy first.
Okay.
Emmy, let's hear you first.
Right. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty much easy one for me actually. I would never let anybody take blame for my actions.
okay.
And that's coming from a totally religious background kind of thing. If I wasn't religious, I'd let her take the blame. I don't care. You know, it's all man for himself. But from a religious point of view, and knowing that, yeah, I wouldn't. I would be upfront. I would say, listen, I did it. You know, you didn't. You know, yeah. So yeah, it's a straightforward one for me. Phantom.
Mhm. Yeah, well, for me too, I would not want someone to pay for my crimes, right? I would own up to it. But if the person still keeps insisting that no, it was me, I did it, I'm like, well, if you choose to, not to worry, I can cater for your family and be nice and train your kids for you while you're there. But I'll make sure am explicit, right? With full clarity, lucid, and tell you that no, you didn't do it, I did it, right? But if you are still insisting and you are beating yourself about it and all of that, after all my explanation and all of it, we will go to the police and I tell the police I'm the one, and you still insist that it's you. No problem. I'll just collect your house address, collect your family member's name and all that, help them while you are inside, do the best I can, you know. But then I would rather actually take the pay for my sins than let another person do that, really.
Yeah.
If I'm very certain, it's not like something is lost in my head and did I really noticed that I did it, I caused it. No, I would. And it's not because of religion for me though. It's because of I'm just human.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, to give my response as well, I would have to take responsibility. I couldn't let somebody else, especially if she thinks she did it. I mean, she'll have that on her conscience for life. So she can
Mhm.
be told, no, she didn't do it. And I certainly couldn't allow that, whatever the circumstances, whatever the, consequences, to let someone else do that. And actually, 74% of people said they would take that responsibility. I mean, again, this is one of those where, yeah, I agree with Phantom. It's not to do with religion.